How you doing, guys? I'm Scott Gibson, and this is the SKapade Show, episode 17.
And welcome along to another edition of the SKapade Show, who we're very pleased to be joined with the comedian legend Scott Gibson.
Thank you, boys.
Welcome,
comedian
Scott.
and legend.
Yes.
There you go.
What was your other first? Actually, we've got a mutual friend in Mallorca, Lee, who's been on the show.
Well,
does a lot of work with
friends are a strange word.
That's a strong word.
We know the same guy.
We know a guy.
We know a guy.
But one of the things he said that he actually hates the word legend. Right. Because he's like, it's just banded about too easy. Everybody's a legend now.
I mean, he is a legend.
He actually is a legend.
But once he's got enough alcohol and or other things in him, he then will admit to being a legend. But in the normal run of the mill, he thinks he's just one of the guys.
Humble, sober.
Aye. Although it is nice to be in an actual studio recording a podcast instead of Mal's bedroom.
Yes. Is that what you guys do the hashtag show then?
I'm doing him a disservice. It is a studio.
It totally is.
In the sense that it's got a computer and there's egg boxes sellotape to the walls, but it's a lovely setup. It's where we call home.
So how long?
I've been in there many times. So
you have actually?
Aye, of course.
He's got all the old school equipment, doesn't he?
When I go to Mal's, I like to just, use all his instruments, get the bits down, and then we come and work in here to get it finished, because Mal will tell you he's notorious for just, what was I doing there? What was I doing there? And then we're just kind of going round in circles. Like, and I say, right, we're doing this now, Mal, let's go.
Weirdly, you guys, with the podcast that we do, when we go to record it, I mean, we don't have any, we've never changed the setup, it's three guys, three mics talking, but the time that is involved, now I'm not tech minded or studio minded, you've obviously got the wonderful Eugene doing the background
big
here.
Shouts to Eugene over there.
But the fact that we don't change anything, nothing changes from episode to episode, it could easily take Mal anywhere from 15 minutes to 2 hours to set up the exact same thing, and just when you sit back and just watch Gary Little get angrier and angrier and angrier, it's a beautiful thing. It keeps the energy in the room.
Of course it does. He says he spends quite a bit of time on the old editing as well, doing that.
I think he likes to think. He likes to tell us that.
It's like 6-7 hours or so.
He's get the edit. I mean, it's something that you don't think about. Do you know what I mean? Like when you.
That's massive.
When you're having to put any kind of thing together. Like even just now, I'm trying to master the recording of the last show that I did to put out the album, and even stuff like that. Man, it takes. People think it's literally just cut, and you're going, no, it's a lot of work.
It's got to make sense as well. I think that's like, the hard thing. It's like cutting all this together, putting the jingles in, making it something that's like a storyboard almost,
Totally
it's not until you open up the can of worms you realise how much actual work.
But you hear that a lot of the time, especially with like film guys or camera guys or even music. Like, I'll not be long. Just a wee bit of music. I'll take you about 10 minutes.
Just take you an hour.
I'll take you about 10 minutes. I'll only say what you want. You're 10 or 15 quid or something. That cover it. And you're like, mate, you're talking about at least 3 days here. Do you know what I mean?
Stick an intro on it, put it out. You're fine.
2 seconds. I guess that is the creative industry as a whole. Though it's always overlooked and kind of undervalued.
Time.
Aye. Because when I did my first album that I put out for the very first show I done, I got an American company offered to produce it for me, called Dynamics. It's like a massive company in the States, man. They do like everybody, like Bill Burr and like Rogan. All the huge guys. So like when they came over and asked me, like, I was like, fucking yes, man, 100%. Yes. But they had sent me, so they came down to London to record it, and then they had sent me a recording. And I thought that it was done. Like, no, you need to listen through it and let us know if you're happy. And I'm going, I can't even listen to my show I cannot listen to it one more time. And it took me a good 2 weeks to finally go, right, I need to sit and listen to this shite, man. I had to listen to it through one. I'm just sitting going, I can't hear these words one more fucking time. But then once you get through it, but having that was amazing to have like somebody just cut it, and I just sent them times and it was fine. But like doing this one with another company, it's so much work involved, man. Like people appreciate the work that goes into like the back end of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
So when's the new one coming out?
Yeah, what's the concept behind that? Tell us more.
So it's just the last show was called Like Father Like Son. So I've got a couple of recordings of that. The last one, the very first album put out, Life After Death, was the kind of show that kind of I won the award for and kind of helped me kind of move on a bit. And I kind of try to learn everything that I do moving on. So that one I just recorded one show and put it out. But I was doing a 2-week run down in London, and looking back, I wish I had recorded more, because there's obviously, it's like anything else, there's nights that are better than others, you know. And a friend of mine who is a big comic and like DVDs and specials and whatnot, he always tells me that he records 3 nights, so he just funds it himself. So they'll pay for one night, the production company, he just funds it to have
just for better content,
just so that he's got 3 nights to look back on. Do you mean?
Yeah.
Just and run it, because it's the same show, so just run the show 3 times, and then the audience might be better, you might be in a better mood, how it works. So this time I've got 4 recordings so I just need to sit and go through them and decide what I'm going to do, because my problem is I don't always do the same thing every night, so I need to try and get it. This one's been a bit harder to kind of put together. And also, we spoke about before we were recording, the time I do, some would say far too long in my shows, so try to reduce it down. I was constrained to the hour, the first one, but this time it's probably going to be about an hour and a half, hour 40, so it's just getting that down, and then deciding what you do with it, because like I was trying to get them pressed onto vinyl, but getting an hour onto vinyl, man, forget it. Do you know what I mean? You're like 6 records or something, so I don't know. Even that's changed as well. Like, people used to sell CDs, and that doesn't happen now, so it's all just kind of online. So
you're just trying to decide what to do with it, how to distribute it now.
Aye, and I think as well, like, it's trying to change your mindset of letting something go. Do you know what I mean? Because I think I see a lot of comparisons with like comedy and music, and certainly the industries, where people will spend a lot of time working on their own thing, and then they put it out there. And I think now I'm in the mindset where you need to get to the stage where you need to let it go and move on to something else. Too many people, I think, hold on to stuff and go, this is going to make me £1 million.
You can hold on to something for like 20 years with that mindset, can't you?
Totally. So now I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to distribute it. I didn't know how I was going to sell it. And in the end, I thought, you know what? I just need people to hear it, because I'm going to keep making shows. So Spotify, iTunes, it's on Bandcamp, on the website, and just let it go. If you got Spotify, stream it, download it, whatever. If you want to buy it for Bandcamp at $5 and stick some money in. And if you get some money, you know, you get yourself a payment or whatever, or use it for something. But there's no point in trying to hold on to anything. Somebody's going to give me money for this, or I can sell it. No, you just need to put it out, and hopefully people hear it, and then they come and see the new one.
Well, that's exposure you're looking for, isn't it? Because then they're going to hear that content, and then someone interested or important, or some booking agent or whatever might hear that and go, right, let's get that guy, which is worth more than that tenner that you could have sold it for.
It goes back to like fans buying tickets as well, doesn't
Absolutely.
it?
Yeah, that's it, man.
Well, he's going to be playing there, I love that, I'm going to go, and then there's cash in that, obviously.
It's
same with music.
Everything's driving towards live, do you mean? And that's I think that's the problem now. And I mean, obviously, I don't know a lot about music industry, but certainly for comedy, people want the easy road. Do you know what I mean? People want to be offered a TV show or a panel show, or you want anything else. But with that comes incredible restraints that not a lot of people are willing to give up. Do you know what I mean? That you have to edit certain things, or content, or stuff that you can't discuss, or they want it to completely change. You mean a different theme.
Yeah.
And the other side is you just think, do you know what? That is not for you. Forget all that, and you just concentrate on being a live act and just producing live content and
doing your own thing
without those restraints.
That's it.
You said that there about like the difference between doing your own thing versus kind of going for the bigger label or whatever. You know, the bigger label will constrain you, whereas but there's a chance that you could blow through it.
Yeah.
But you know, if you don't really care about that, you can just crack on with your own thing.
Yep.
No limitations, no constraints. You know?
I think it's down to experience though as well. I mean, like guys that are maybe going out there, like let's relate it to comedy, going out and tasting the comedy world and thinking, that's it, I want the show, I want the big sort of platform.
Yep.
You know, the grass is not greener on the other side. You know, we talk about it, like, we know world touring DJs and their lifestyle is hectic. You know, they're not in a great place because they've got to constantly travel, sometimes straight from the hotel to the club, back to the airport, and then it's like to another country. And you think, you always think, oh, that'll be it, I've made it, I've hit the highlights. But really, it's like when you start controlling your content and things like that we were speaking about earlier with some of the nowadays it's quite dicey to be a comedian.
Oh, big time.
And I think the best comedians are the ones though that walk that line well though.
That are dicey.
That manage to break through, because the thing is you're always going to get a sort of hailstorm, a shite getting thrown your way, especially when you say something bad.
Yeah, I mean nowadays,
but as long as they're saying something, that's what matters really, isn't it?
I mean, I think that, and I can only talk to me personally, I think nowadays it's people are so easily offended, or they're coming with the attitude of, I think they used to come with the attitude of, I'm going to have a laugh and this is going to be funny. Yeah. And now they come with the attitude of, this could be offensive.
I can't wait for this guy to offend me.
I'm going to sit here in the back.
Why would you go?
I don't, mate, I have asked myself so many times.
Why would you go along with that attitude? Yeah?
I've done it when club work in the UK, when you're doing club gigs, it's, you know, it can be either or. You can have really good clubs and they can have a not a difficult audience because you need to play every room, but you can have, like, you know, people who are out like stag and hens and different groups and things like that. And some people will be some comics will be kind of almost classes, or like, oh, I'm not playing to stag parties. You're going like, it's just people. It's just people. Some of the best gigs I've had is in really, really nice clubs, and there's maybe 3 or 4 stag parties in the room. It's just how you control that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? If you let that get on top of you, then they'll swallow you whole. But if you can control that and you get the room going, it's great. But now, you know, now I'm at the point where when you do club work in the UK, you'll do like 20, 25 minutes, right, sets. But it's just I'm bored of that. Do you mean it's a lot of travels. It's a long time by yourself to then go and do 25 minutes of work. Do you know what I mean? And our fun or our gig is the green room when we're hanging out with other acts and you're having a laugh, you're having a good conversation. And then in the mix of that, if you get some old bitter bastard that you're stuck with, you're going, you fucking ruined my weekend now because I'm just stuck with your fucking moaning face and I'm going to have to go and do this gig to 40 stags for 25 minutes. So that's why I'm certainly pushing for doing my own stuff and my touring. And I knew I'd always wanted to do that since I started, was the tour. And this year has been kind of restructuring the calendar to make sure that when we come off of the back of Edinburgh, that we go straight into the tour rather than having 6 months of club work and then touring in the spring. I want to make sure I tour through winter. But even that in itself, like, it's, you know, it's lonely. You'll maybe do, like, last tour I did, the most was 10 days on the road before coming home. But a lot of it is you could be home for 2 days and then you're back out on the road again and you're going up and down the country and you might be going over to Ireland or whatever. And it does get lonely. I mean, sometimes when you're sitting in Milton Keynes and you've got like 8 hours to kill and you're going, I can't see another movie or I'll kill myself, man. But at the same time, I do think back to when I worked in a call centre. Do you mean I was like a civilian? I worked a normal job for 7 years and I'm going, I'll literally do anything
to not do that,
to never go back there again. Because like, I mean, like, I got up when I went walk the dogs. It's just when you think, see, even when you think that it's stressful, and you think back to what your old life was, and go,
it's great to have that in your mind. Though it's like a constant kind of replay of, you know, why you're doing it. And the thing is, you don't need to hit the major heights. As long as you're happy in the simple things, that's what you're bang on.
I had a real conversation, like one of the best conversations I've ever had, and I'll never forget it. With a mate of mine, Jim Muir, who's a comic, does the Reverend Obadiah, and my work at the time when I was working for a company had put us all through redundancy, and then you'd been saved at the last minute and they changed your job, and we had got rumours that it was coming up again. And I says to Jim, and at that point I'd been maybe doing comedy 3 years. I was working a lot and I was travelling a lot, and you're doing gigs in like Manchester and then driving back up at like 2 a.m, going to work at 8, and so it was starting to interfere with work. But I wasn't making enough money for comedy alone to transfer over, so I was really worried. And I remember having this conversation with Jim, and I was like, "What?" He says, "What are you afraid of?" And I was like, "Money, mate. I'm terrified of money." And he says, "Well, how much do you make now?" And at that time, it was like 21 grand was my salary. And he says, "What do you think you need to make for stand up or for your art?" And I says, "I need to make 21 grand." He went, "No, you don't. Like, you don't, because you're not having your lunch every day. You're not getting buses out of town. You're not doing this." And he says, "And you just cut everything back because." What you think is joy in your own life, like you go out for dinner or you go to your concert these days, you're just doing all that to try and numb the pain of what is this mundane job. Because when I first left and went full time at stand-up, I couldn't believe the euphoria that I would feel on a Sunday night knowing that I didn't have to go to work on a Monday. Do you know what I mean? And that, no matter what happens, that will always be the drive for me, that I can always, and obviously as you go on and you get better and you tour more and the numbers come in, yes, you do get more money, but it's just, you know, I'd be happy as long as I don't have to go back to that life again.
And that's a mindset that will create more, though, because it's like, you know, you're happy end of the day, you know, and that's what more opportunities come. You're in that frequency, you know. That
it's absolutely great to hear. It really is. You know,
there's a lot of people who come through now, though, young people, and it's like sometimes when I do gigs to younger audiences, I just think, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, what are you? There's nothing to you. It's just blank, and they see stuff on the television, or they see, and they either think the way to success is to either be beautiful or something will happen and you'll just get it, and you're going, like, they have no drive or passion for anything. Nobody ever has. Now when I do gigs, And it's a kind of, and I'm talking like maybe early 20s, right? I'm not talking like, you know, mid-teens. I'm talking people in their 21, 22, 23. And I think back to when I was that age, I'm going, there's nothing to you, man. Like, there's nothing at all.
Or he's in a phone.
It's Instagram.
But
hashtagging.
there's no stories, there's no life, there's nothing. I'm going, I was doing the doors at 18, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd left house at 17, no through any hardship, and like, just because my mum was like, I want rent off you. I went, I'm not buying rent, my own house. And then left, got my own flat, my mate had a ball. So when you start working and you have to do it, and it just goes for there. Now I'm seeing people who are like, I was doing a gig not long ago, and I was talking to this guy, and I can't remember what he did for a job, but he's just working. Like, and I think he was like 28 or 29, working away. And I mean, so where is it? You and your missus got a place? He went, no, I still stay with mum and dad. And I was like, mate, you say that with such confidence as if at 29, full time, that's the place to be. Man, there's no reason to leave. I'm like, there is no reason to leave. What's wrong with these people, man?
Yeah,
I know.
It's just it's a different change in lifestyle, though, isn't it? It's just like with technology and all these things, you know, an industry leaving, an industry changing. I mean, it's worrying. I mean, we do so much work with young people as well.
There's so much anxiety and depression and all that kicking around because there's lack of purpose. So
there's lack of life.
Yeah,
and there's like it's Instagram, it's the constant strolling and rapid looking at everyone else's stuff, and then going to a job you hate, and then like, what do I do? Where's my purpose? You know,
that's pretty much most people, though, is that they're all floating about the ocean, just no idea where to go. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
I always think when people post these pictures on Instagram, right, it's this beautiful vista that they've got, and it is just to go fuck you to people. It's so people can go through and go, oh my god, look at that.
I want to be there.
But what's behind that camera? They're probably greeting taking that photo.
I know. I need to go back home tomorrow.
It's just trying to find peace in what you've got. Do you mean, or happiness in what you've got? And I want to know when I see young comics coming through, like, so. We were talking briefly about Red Raw. Red Raw's a gig at the Stand Comedy Club does. It's new
Tuesday,
material.
is it Tuesday?
Yeah,
Tuesday
night.
Glasgow.
I was saying I've just reapplied to do something again.
And so what the Stand used to do was they would rope you into having to MC it, right, or host it, because they would offer you. So they would send you an email with a whole load of gigs and go, Scott, when you come and do this weekend, you're going, yep, I'm free. And then go, and we'd like you to host these Red Raws. And you're going, well, I can't say no that you just gave me 3 weekends of work, right? So you have to say yes to it. And then it got to the point where I was like, don't ever ask me to host, because I just couldn't handle it, man. Because I used to think when I started, my whole thing has always been respect, right? Always been since day one. Respect your audience and respect the venue and respect the people who went before you. So respect for the audience is, if I'm asking you to pay money for a ticket, if I'm asking you to pay £10, £12, £15 to come and see me perform, you better fucking get £15 worth of gig, right? Don't dare stand on there and fuck about or do your wee arty bullshit that you think's cool. You better deliver a show. Now, that doesn't have to be content, but that can be the surrounding you're in. So have a nice room, have a bar for them, have somewhere they can go to the toilet, have somewhere they can park, they can get to. Just have it accessible and have a space that you as a punter would want to go into, right? Then have a duration of a show that's worth the money. Don't just get somebody to support you for half an hour and you do 20 minutes. It's things like that, right, that bug the fucking shit out of me. Then have a respect for, if it's a club, the venue that you're in, turn up on time, say hello to staff, that kind of thing. Don't be a dick. Don't get drunk when you might be working.
Sounds simple, doesn't it?
Mate, it's the basics. And then have respect for all the acts who have gone before you, because they, whether you like them or no, as a person or as an act, they have created the industry you're in just now because they were here before you. So all the guys who went before me, Bruce Morton, The Rev, Raymond Mearns, Big Gary, have respect for these people, understand what they do, watch them, learn from them and move on, right? So when I first did my Red Raw, at that time it was only 3 months for a booking, right? You could get booked in 3 months, but now it's like 18 months, right? Because everybody wants to do it. So when I first got my booking, I was like, right, I've got 3 months. I need to do as many gigs as I can from now until then. So when I get to Red Raw, I'll fucking smash it, right? And then I was hosting Red Raw, and I'm saying to guys, many gigs you done so far, mate? Oh, this is my first one. I went, it can't be your first one. This has been a year to get this booking. I thought I'd see how this goes. You thought you'd see how the best club in the country goes before you get a gig. I'm going to tell you how it's going to go. You're going to go there and you're going to eat a bag of shit. That's what's going to happen for 5 minutes. And they would go there and they would die in the fucking chump, right? Or other people would come in and they would sit and they would just be dicks and everything else. And you're going, one time this guy came in, man, right? And that was the final straw for me. So this guy comes in, he's shadow boxing in the green room, right? And I says, you alright, mate? And he went, no, I'm just getting just getting myself psyched up. And I says, save that energy for the stage, mate. Save that for the stage. And then he went out, right, and he fucking died in his arse, man. But then he comes back in and he sits there. And the worst thing is, if you die in your arse on a gig, you fuck off, right? Because it's awkward for everybody else. So if you know everybody, it's fine. You can come in and you can get the piss ripped out of you. But if you don't know people, you come in and you go, guys, I'm going to go back to the hotel, and you fuck off. And then you come in the next day and you're like, my God, I fucking died in my arse. And that's it. But you just sat there and I'm like, mate, leave now. And then sometimes they come off and they just go straight up the stairs and you're like, that he's got a future, because he knows to just get out of here. Mm-hmm. But the lack of professionalism and the lack of respect for the room that they're in or previous acts was getting to the point where I was like, I can't be in this environment anymore at this level, because I never felt that coming up. I never felt as if I showed that lack of respect to people. So now sometimes when I see it with newer acts, I'm going, I don't want to be around this anymore. There are comics who enjoy helping people and enjoy going through it, and I'm all up for helping acts or giving advice where I can, but it's difficult when you know you're not selling music, you're talking to somebody, you're going, no, fucking listen to what I'm saying. They're just going, yep, yes, yep, yeah, no, I'm going to book the fucking O2 and I'm going to do this, you know what I mean? Jesus God.
Yeah. This is great advice for any young up-and-coming comedians.
I think it's any young creative
amazing.
As well, because I'm just drawing comparisons to everything you're saying here. It's the respect, you lead with respect, and it's like, you know, that is it. It's a fundamental, isn't it?
But the whole thing is, like, for me anyway, like, I love gigging, right? I love gigging. It's brilliant, right? I think it's what I was meant to do, and I love doing it. But being backstage, being in a green room, when you're lucky enough to be around like serious level comics and you're sitting there and they see you as an equal and you're sitting just having a conversation, you're going, this is fucking brilliant.
That's empowering, that feeling, isn't it? Just being there.
It's great, man.
And
like,
the energy, you know.
I mean, I've been lucky to do some really, really cool gigs, man, over the last couple of years, and I played some nice festivals and things like that. And one of the maddest, I was doing a gig in Berwick-upon-Tweed, right, last Edinburgh Fringe, last August. So I get taken out to do this gig at Berwick-upon-Tweed, and I was to MC it, right? And it used to have this festival called Fringe by the Sea, and it would run during the Fringe, and they would put up this big, massive tent, big kind of what's it, the Spiegel tent, and they'd run this gig, right? So it was Barry Cryer, you know Barry Cryer, right? This Barry Cryer, man, must be like 80 odd, right? He's like proper one of the original old guys, man, right? Going for years and years. So he's headlining, and I was like, you want me to MC? They're like, yep, they've asked for you. I went, they can't have asked for me. It can't be. It's Barry Cryer and Nina Conti. Like, yep. I went, it can't be me. Like, this is complete opposites. I went, no, they want you. So Berwick-upon-Tweed's fancy, I mean, proper and posh. So I goes out, and you just find out like, blah, 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 how you doing? Say cunt a couple of times, right? And they go, oh my God, it's fantastic. So they just laugh up. But after it, I'm sitting, and the gig was amazing, right? And again, sometimes you look at a room and you go, I'm going to die Mars here, and it's amazing. It was an amazing gig. And after it, I'm sitting with Barry Cryer, right? And he's, I mean, like a chimney, like chain smoking, man, right? And on the Becks as well, just, but I'm like, mate, I never knew you drank. Like, oh, he says to me, I'm scared if I stop drinking, I'll die. He said, I think the drink's the only thing keep me going. And I was like, batter in. So, because we knew we were getting a lift back, we're just sitting, drinking. I'm sitting with Barry Cryer. This is cool, man, right? Next minute, he says, do you mind if my friend comes over? And I went, no. He says, it's my friend Anne. And I was like, right. So this old woman comes over. I say old woman, she's maybe in her 70s, right? But she comes over, sits down. I then find out this is Ronnie Corbett's widow. This is Ronnie Corbett's wife. And they had a house in Berwick-upon-Tweed. And I sat for 2 hours as the two of them told me stories about Ronnie Corbett. And I'm going, this is the greatest night of my life. Mate, it was an amazing night, man, right? An amazing night. And I just sat there, just listening to them tell all these old stories about London in the 50s and putting Ronnie Corbett in a cupboard and all that and how to hide him. It was amazing, man. The stories were brilliant. But you're going, there would have been a lot of acts who, I think now younger acts, who would have done that gig and then they would have fucked off back into Edinburgh or whatever it was to be with a little gang to say, oh, I just smashed the gig in Berwick-upon-Tweed, instead of just being in the moment, man, and just living it. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. It goes, I mean, a lot's to be said for hanging about after shows, isn't there?
It's such a big part, especially
everything you've been dance music as well. You know, the creative industries in general. The people you want to be around or be in this industry are kicking around. You know, getting wee bits of inspiration from them, asking them questions. You know, that's definitely. It's a good bit of advice for him, actually.
It totally is.
Hang about.
But that's the best bit of advice I got when I first started. Was somebody said to me, if you're not gigging at the weekend,
be there.
go to a gig and watch professional comics. Like, pay your money.
Yep.
Go to a gig and watch them how to do it. And even things like, for me, it was always like stagecraft, like how people would move the stand or just hold themselves on stage. I mean, just how you conduct a room. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you're playing awkward rooms or you're playing big rooms. Like, I've done gigs 3,000 seaters, and it's a big room, man. And even things like the very first time I played the Kings, the guy who I was supporting was like, so we went on the stage at the start and he went, right, he says, this is going to be really awkward, just show me how you're going to stand. And I'm just standing. I went, this is awkward. He went, you need to look, he says, when you come on, there's a fire exit sign right in the balcony, right in the middle. He's like, you need to pitch your eyesight to that fire exit sign. He says, because if you look below that, the top deck will think you're looking down, and if you look above it, it's going to look as if you're looking upwards. So you just need to pitch your eyesight to a really awkward spot. But it's because the audience will then, it will be more realistic for you. Aye, but it'll also look more natural to them, even though you're looking at a wall.
Of course.
Do you mean? So just golden things
nugget
like
there. Golden nugget.
What's the difference between like kind of playing a King's Theatre versus a smaller one? What are the main things?
Mate, the big gigs are the easiest gigs you'll ever do in your life. And anybody who says otherwise is full of shit. It's the easiest gig you'll ever do. See, doing a gig to like, so Kings is what, 1,700, right? I've done the Armadillo. I did a gig in York with Frankie in Manchester, and they were like 3,500. And the gigs are easy. Yeah. They are easy,
what
man.
What makes them easy? I'm
because
interested.
There's no interaction really with the crowd, is there?
You can get it, but everybody's paid. They've paid big money, right? They're there to see the gaffer, so they're all hyped up. They're getting used a wee bit extra. They don't know they're getting a support act, right? And I used to come on and I used to go, I know you don't want me, right? But I used to say the same thing all the time. I used to say, listen, the gaffer's big time. He's been on the telly, right? He's not fucking coming out here to you, arsehole's cold. So he sends out Fatty to warm you up, just chill you. So let's just fucking go over there. And they would soon warm you.
Yeah.
You do your half an hour, they lap it up, and then you leave. It's an easy gig because, again, going back to my idea about you're asking people to pay money, right? So they're in a comfortable theatre. It's built and designed for live performance. Yeah. They're all facing the same way. They've all got a drink. They're all, they're comfortable. They're here for comedy, right? You're not having to corral them in off the street. You take that and you compare it with a club or the back of a boozer where there's 40 people.
Or shouting over you.
Who'd rather watching the football or doing anything other than that. That is the hard gigs.
Yep.
But that is what, at the time when you're going through it, you're going, these are shit, man. But that, when you get past it, that is what gives you the training and the bedding to then go out and do the big gigs. And the big gigs they're enjoyable, don't get me wrong. One of the times when we did the Armadillo, right, and I'm pretty relaxed, man. Like, I think I'm a good support act because I know what I'm there for. So I'm not there to do bells and whistles. You get some guys who come on and they get their agents to fly for them. I don't do any of that shit. I go on, do my job, and then that's it.
It's a respect thing. You're respecting who's on after.
And you're getting the opportunity. And the other thing as well, somebody had said to me when I first got a lot of bookings for doing support, they're saying, what happens next? And I was like, nothing happens next. Something must happen, mate. I went, nothing happens. I says, and if you allow that to get into your head, this is me on the road to success. No, you have got a booking, and 9 times out of 10, after that, fuck all happens. Right? So enjoy the moment. Just enjoy the gig, man.
Totally.
You might never get to gig in front of 3,000 people ever again, so just fucking enjoy it.
I know.
So one of the second time around we were doing the Armadillo, right, and it was the worst because I had got a 2 week of kids TV warm up, right, and again they phoned me and they went, the producer would like you to come in. I went,
you've got the wrong guy.
You cannot. I'm going to hang up now, and then you dial the number again, and if it comes through to me, I'll be shocked. And she's like, no, they've asked for you especially. And I went, you can't have asked for me. Like, I could not be any further for kids. And the weird thing is, I get offered kids stuff all the time, right? I don't want any day with kids comedy. I'm not interested. And the thing that annoys me the most is, there are comics out there who are amazing at kids comedy, right? Book them. And the producer was going, we don't want kids acts because they get the kids too hyped up. And I was like, so you want some grumpy old uncle to come in and shout at them? So then when she told me the money, I was like, I'll be there on Monday morning. So I took the book at night because it was insane money. Did this for 2 weeks. But the last week of the 2 week run, I was supporting Frankie at the Armadillo. So I'm coming into the kids' Dick and Dom show, man. Oh my God. For 8 hours, right? 3 show records, and then walking over for the BBC to go and do Frankie about night. So the contrast, shift. Man, was insane. So
so insane because Frankie ridiculous, was terrible, man.
So the second night at the Hydro, the tour manager's there and she's saying, So they're putting out announcements, right? The show's going to start in whatever 5 minutes. And she says, are you okay to go? And I says, hey, if he's cool, I'm cool. Like, I'll go whenever. And she went, are you sure? And I went, aye, totally. I says, I'm just going to sit here. There's a kind of sofa thing at the side of the stage. So you're kind of looking out on it. And I says, look, I don't need any, like, warning or anything. So just whenever you're ready to go, just you tell me and then we'll go, right? And she's like, cool. So she's kind of mulling about, and you know what, you can sense somebody's awkward.
Like they're wanting to tell you something.
And I'm going, like, is everything all right? And she went like, we can't get them out the bar. So I'm pissing myself laughing. I'm going, only in Glasgow you couldn't get them out the bar, right? And again, I went, look, I know my job, right? If you go on and there's still a couple of hundred people coming to their seats, that's just something you have to deal with as a support act, right? It's just part of it. And I says to her, I went, listen, I know my job. If there's a couple of hundred people getting to the seats, she says there's 1,700 people at the bar. I says, there's what? She went, there's 1,700 people at the bar. I says, so there's less people in their seats? She went, yep, there's 1,700 people at the bar. I was like, how can your bar hold 1,700 people? So we gave it 5 minutes, man, then another couple, and then you just have to go out. But the good thing is sometimes when you're on and they come in, they do usher to their seats quicker.
Aye, well, it entices you in. You're like, shit, it's started.
There's urgency there. Get them in.
But the big gigs are easy, man. They're easy in the sense that they're all there and they're all hyped up for a night out. So you really don't have to
warm that up.
Or win them over. Sometimes you need to win them over because they don't want a support act, so they think they're getting
full 2 or 3 hours of Frankie or something. Whatever.
But that's a bit different. Then the TV stuff, the TV warm up is good as well. Again, you can only do so much with that as well.
What TV stuff have you done then?
There was a programme called Mountain Goats on BBC One, which was god awful, man, as a series. But so I got to do the warm up for that, and that was quite lucky because Des Clark used to do a lot of the warm up, and they booked me for 2 of them, and then Des had kind of took the bookings for the other 4 episodes, knowing that he couldn't do it, and kind of knew that I would be good at doing the warm up, so he just kind of phased his cell out and let me take the rest of them. So I've done that. I've done a couple of things for Frankie, the autopsy referendum. I did the new one that he's got, went down to London for that, which was the easiest gig ever, man. Some of the kids stuff. One of the best ones was I did a thing for Nick Knowles, right, when he's in a lottery show. And when I got the booking again, I thought this will be brutal, man. But the good thing is we warm up, it's daytime, so you're doing nothing during the day, right? You might be doing a bit of work or something else. So if a daytime booking comes up, you take it because it's time when you wouldn't be working. So I got offered this lottery show with Nick Knowles, right? And so we're doing 3 records. Came in, and the guy says to me, he says, this will be the easiest gig you'll ever do. And I says, right, okay. And again, Nick Knowles, man, right? Fucking what a legend. I thought, you don't know how people are going to be, right? Because I'll tell you another story about Noel Edmonds in a minute. So I was doing this thing with Nick Knowles. So Nick Knowles comes in, suited and booted, man, right? How you doing, Scott? Blah, blah, blah. It's fucking nice to meet you, mate. He says, listen, it's going to be easy for you. And I was like, everybody keeps telling me this is going to be easy. But it's an easy show. It's just answer questions, lottery thing, run through it. But everybody in the audience is like old women, right, who are absolutely ganting for Nick Knowles, right? They are desperate to get close to him, to even get a bit of clothing or something. And a lot of times, as soon as a recording stops, you'll see whoever it is doing the show just go like, and then they just fuck off. He stays out on the floor, never leaves the floor. So when he's done his wee bit recording and they're resetting or whatever, he just comes up to me and he gave me a couple of questions to ask him. One was about a film he was producing, an album he had coming out, an album. But you just interview him and he just talks. And that's all they want. They don't really want a warm-up going like, so I fucking shat myself. They just want Nick Knowles talking, and he understands that because again, he didn't come from a performance background or an app. He was a builder, for God's sake. So he knows that his career is his audience. So he's got to work them. But he just stands there and talks to them and does a wee bit with you. And it was an easy shift, and it was a great day because they all left proper hyped up, man, thinking they'd had a really good day. Compare that to fucking Noel Edmonds. So my mate Mark Oliver, right, who like does every one, he's the warm up man, right? He does every warm up going, and he's an amazing comic. When what was the box thing? What was that called?
Deal or No Deal.
When Deal or No Deal was coming to an end, right, they were doing specials when they were taking the episodes around, right? So they'd done like one in a cave, they'd done one on an airplane, right? And then they were coming up to Glasgow to do one. So they were filming the Christmas special in Glasgow in October, right? And they done it in the Kelvin Art Galleries, right? So I get the booking, turns up, I was told to be there at 5 o'clock. Comes in at 5 o'clock and I says, how you doing? I'm Scott. I'm the warm-up guy. And they went like, all right, how you doing? Blah, blah. So they're gutting out the arts centre, right? They're gutting it out to set up the fucking Deal or No Deal, right? So the recording didn't start till 9, had to be there at 5, and I was like, what's happening here? And they went, look, we just wanted to make sure you knew what it was. And I'm going, I literally live like a 10-minute drive here, like I know I know where it is, man. I says, what's going on? She went, we're just going to have to get this Christmased up, right? So got all the trees coming in and the boxes, everything. So I get sent away for some dinner with another couple of people in the production, and I'm asking, I says, look, what is it like? What can you do? Or what I normally do is I find out who the floor manager is, because the floor manager is the most important person during a recording, right? Because they control everything. Get to know them, get a wee bit of banter with them, and then I almost set it up like an abusive partnership kind of thing, right? Where I'm the battered housewife and they're always picking on me kind of thing. Because what will happen is, during a record, you could be doing a bit or you could be talking to the audience and the floor manager will say, right, that's us, and you have to stop because you're on their clock. You're just there to fill in the gap. So you have to just stop straight away, and then you need to go right back into, right, ladies and gentlemen, remember, no noise, and you need to do that. You need to do that straight away because time's money, if you like. And some people will get a bit kind of antsy because they don't like being stopped. But I always say to them, just cut me off or tell me to shut up. If you can say, Scott, shut up, then I can get a laugh at that and I can keep it rolling. So I says to him this day, what's the floor manager like? And he went, we take everything from no. And I went, sorry? And he went, no controls the floor.
Oh, no.
And I went, right. I says, listen, what is it like, man? Is he up for a laugh? And the guy went, no. And I went, he's not. I went, no, he's not up for a laugh. And then I said, joking, I said, so don't mention the guy killed in the helicopter. And he went, sorry. I went, mate, I said, I'm just nervous, mate, I'm having a laugh. So then we went back into the art gallery, right? So I was there. I'm sitting in this room with the fucking punters, right? And I'm talking to this producer guy, and I'm getting wired up with the mic thing. And he says, would you like to come meet Noel Edmonds? And I says, no, really. And she went, sorry. And I went, I'm joking. I says, look, I'm joking because I'm nervous. So of course I would. So I went in. It's fucking tiny, right? It's tiny, man. Cuban heels, everything. So I could hear him walking down because it's all marble flooring. The most immaculate hair I've ever seen in my life. Like, there must have been 3 bottles of hairspray in this hair, right? Immaculate. Tiny wee waistcoat. And he's like, lovely to meet you, Scott. And I'm like, Mr. Evans, it's an honour to meet you, sir. Went up. 3.5 hours recording. 3.5 hours, right, was the record. Now, the woman was Scottish. She was Fairbrothe, and she won $250,000, right? She won. You couldn't have wrote this. Scottish person in Glasgow winning 250 on the Christmas episode, right? So all the way through, he had a pipe band bringing him on. It was insane, man, right? And there's people with presents, gifts to give to Noel Edmonds and us. Not like proper cult stuff. And all the way through this 3.5 hour record, the floor manager kept going, no, should we go for a break? I went, no, I'm loving the energy. Let's keep this going. 3.5 hours, never stopped. There's people at the box, fucking legs ready to collapse. And they're like, no, I think we should get a break. No, I'm loving the energy. Let's keep this going. I never went back on once, because normally you'll go back on and off to fill in the gaps. I just sat there. I never went on once. I just sat there watching it, and I could just hear him going, I'm loving the energy. I'm loving this energy. People were holding out of the boxes to try to stay awake, man. Wow. He is a psycho. Machine. Oh, I'd love to get him drunk, man, get some stories out of him.
Oh, he's done it all, hasn't he?
Right.
Did he not do all that interesting part with Holly and Philip and that? Was that not him?
Oh, he was talking about
cancer, negative energies.
That's
and all
right,
that. He's definitely a guy that likes his energy, you know.
Oh,
so he's big on that.
His hair was full of energy that day, man. He was intense. But that was pretty cool. You see, I don't really get like, no starstruck, but I don't really see him go, oh my god, they're so and so. I just kind of think, because they're just not. I mean, everyone's just not. Some people are mental, but they're just punters. Do you know what I mean? So they're just normal dudes, man. But I've been lucky to do a couple of cool things, man, and see some cool people.
One of the questions I'd love to ask actually is like, what's the worst gig you've done where it is just not went your way at all?
Oh, mate, you die in your ass all the time, man. Like, when you first start.
Oh, definitely.
So
when did you start, actually?
The end of 2010. So 10th of November 2010 was my first ever gig. And I did a couple of gigs in December, and then obviously for 2011, like, started gigging proper.
Went for it.
Aye. But I always remember my 7th gig, I died my arse, like proper, like brutal death, man. And in this old man's pub, couldn't even get them to turn round to look at me. And I remember at one bit going, gonna just look at me, mate. That's all I kept saying. I was like, pathetic, man. Please gonna look at me, mate. They wouldn't even turn round to look at me. and I sat in my motor, and I remember thinking, what the fuck am I doing? You think the very first time you die, you think that's it, the magic's gone, that's it, it's
no
gone,
one's
man,
ever gonna like
it's
me.
over, right? And then because my second thought was, no, I'm going to go back there and I'm going to smash. That's when I knew I wanted to do it properly. Because then I think if I just went, right, that's it,
and it wasn't done. Right then, it wasn't for you then, was it?
No, and that gig, I mean, even now, if I went back now, I still don't think I could get the guys to turn around.
Probably still sit there.
No, they just wanted that pint. That was all his life was in this pint glass. But even now, like, you'll go and do some, like, you get to a point when you accept that death is part of it.
Absolutely.
Right? It's part of it, because you're not everyone's cup of tea, or something goes wrong in the room, or you say something or whatever, but you move on for it. It's different. And now, if I was dying every single week or a couple of times a month, I'd have to sit there and go, what the fuck's going on here? But maybe once a year, twice a year max, something will happen, you'll go, that was a tough one, or that was a death. But they're funny as well. Like, when comics are together, nobody wants to hear about the times you smashed it. Everyone wants to hear about the time when you
were arguing with the audience or something.
Or you really fucking ran the gig out of the ground, man. That's what you want to hear about. Do you know what I mean?
But you learn so much from them, don't you? They are the stories.
Aye. They are the ones that stick with you, man. Totally. And they're the ones where you'll say things like, I'm never going back here again, or but I'm Liverpool, man. I hate Liverpool. Hate it.
Aye.
I just hate it. It's the only bit of the country I don't like gigging. It's Liverpool. It's just no got a sense of humour, man.
No.
Scousers are just...
I would have thought the opposite.
I
I thought they were quite similar to Glasgow.
No, that's the one you think.
Is that what they want?
That's what they want you to think, right? It's just this... It's the only city that can't laugh at themselves, man. So you can't make a joke about Liverpool. You can't make a joke about anything that's going on there. I mean, not a lot of stuff you wouldn't make a joke about, but you can't... Nothing, right? And if you even hint that Liverpool's a shit city, they'll fucking...
Right?
They'll just hate you, man. But now it's in my head, I'm just going, I don't know why. You don't even deserve laughter.
What's it like when, like, if you're playing and some warm-up guy's on before you and he's bombing it? What's that like? And you have to go out and the tone's been set like, that guy was shite, you better be good now. It makes no real difference. It's probably the answer you don't want to hear, but it makes no real difference. Okay.
The best thing though is, well, the worst thing first of all is when you've got an act who, if you're in a green room with people and they want the guy before them to die in their arse, that's shite.
That's horrid.
Because the easiest thing is to follow somebody who's just smashed it. It's the easiest thing. And I know that people's egos get in the way and go, oh, I hope they fucking struggle because I'll nail this. No, you want everybody who's on before you to absolutely smash it, because the hardest thing in comedy is to get them going, is to get it moving. And once it's going, you just need to take it over the line. It's easy, man. So if you're coming onto a room that's like, fucking and you're going, yes,
it's electric
right,
already.
Here we go, yeah, bastards. It's easy.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're going on after somebody who's died in their arse as well, you just go and make a quick joke about him, and then they're back in the room again. You go, right, oh, this guy knows what he's doing, and you're fine. But it's more an act thing where if you're in a room with people going, oh, I hope they died, like, no. The best thing is if you're in a green room, right, and it's a really tough night. So I like to MC a lot. I host club gigs, and you'll bring the first act on, right, and you'll come in the green room and you'll go, they're a bunch of bastards, man. I don't know what's wrong. I couldn't just get them down, man. They're a tough group. And then, so the other two acts are sitting going, I'll smash it, right? And then the first act comes off and they go, God, that's hard. I don't know what's wrong, man. And then the second act, they're going, I'll smash it. Because it does the same thing. Even the headliner's still sitting thinking, I'm going to smash this. And then they come off going, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But it's that idea. You think you're going to be the one, you know what I mean, that goes out the Achilles just to slay the dragon. But the best thing is when you're comfortable with people, you can just admit, fucking hell, that was tough, man. That was a tough gig. But you get them sometimes. Do you mean you get tough gigs? I love gigging in Cardiff, right? I love Cardiff. I think that is as close to Glasgow as one of the cities there is. Right, okay. I love Cardiff. And I came out and I was hosting the Glee, one of the best clubs in the country. And I came out, and as I'm walking to the mic, I'm saying, right, here we go, Cardiff. And somebody in the front row, a woman, could obviously hear me before I got to the mic. And I heard her saying, oh, fucking jock. And I went, what? Now, I've not even got to the mic yet. I went, what? And she clamped up, because she's obviously thinking this is a telly, he can't hear me. And I said, did you just say a fucking jock? She says nothing. I was like, what about Celtic brothers here? We're all meant to be in arms, man.
Yeah.
I was like, there could be English people in this room, for God's sake. We need to stick together. Then you find out she's English, right? And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, here we go. But I'm going, I don't know what I've done. Now, this is right at the start of the night, right? Now, if that was my set, I would have went after her, right? And I'd have fucking destroyed her, right?
Yeah.
But because I'm hosting, you cannot do anything like that at the start because you're controlling this night. So
Right.
so you're trying to keep it light and keep it fun and going, please, just have a please love me, tell me you love me. And all the way through the night, I kept going, are we pals now? Are we cool? And she, for whatever reason, just hated Scottish people, man. Just wouldn't look at me. But it's things like that again, come back to the whole respect stuff, because I've had a gig before where the MC went on and fucking burned the gig alive, man. Burned it alive. And then went, I'm shouting in the back of the room, get me on. Fucking get me on. Because they hate him. Get me on now. And they went, right, I'm not doing this anymore. We're going to take a break and we'll come back. I was like, no, fucking get me on. Took a break, then went back on
Died in
again.
his arse.
Died in his ass again, and then brings me on. I was like, fucking hell, here we are, 40 minutes later.
Big
Brutal.
ego trip.
But when you're hosting it, when you're emceeing it, your job is to control the night, man. And the other thing as well, I think, where some MCs they don't have any respect for the acts on. They want it to be about them. So like if you've got an act coming up who's deadpan, who's like slow delivery, one-liners, unless they ask for it, if you give them a big introduction like, please welcome to stage, and the place is buzzing, and they come on, it's like, hello, that can be a change in dynamic, unless they ask for that, because sometimes that gets a laugh. But as long as you talk to the acts and say, like, you know, what do you want? If they ask, we're just going to keep it quite muted, or sometimes they'll ask you to say things or say a certain word. And I'm totally cool with that, man. But it always amazes me when certain MCs go, no, I'm not.
They're doing whatever I want.
Aye, I'll just say your name. Or they'll say, I had it one night, and you know Sean Walsh? You heard of Sean Walsh?
Sean Walsh.
You might know him if you see him. He's a brilliant comic. He's a good laugh, man. Fucking loves a drink, man. My God, loves a drink. I was absolutely blazing with him and Kilkenny, man, sitting in a karaoke bar. But we were doing a gig a few years ago, and the MC was on and he says, is there anything you want me to say before I bring you on? He went, look, don't mention the telly, right? Don't mention any of that, because it's late night. It's a festival show. Nobody's here for this. So don't mention the telly, don't mention the show, none of that carry on. He's like, right, no worries, mate. Just say my name and get me on, cool. And the MC went to me, you'll know him from, and listed every single TV show he'd been on. Please welcome your TV act, Sean Walsh. And I was like, wait, he could go, what the fuck? And then died in his arse, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Because if you build them up as well, you're just expecting
especially
gold
in
every
Glasgow,
sentence.
Especially in Glasgow, they're going, who's this cunt in here? Ticket?
Telly, aye, go make us laughing.
Get that here. And then they came out. But again, just some people are no interested in trying to keep the night going. Do you know what I mean? Keep it flowing.
That's interesting.
It's kind of like DJs, isn't it?
You get some that respect the craft and some that don't.
Spending time with Mal, the comparison between music,
I'm
dance music.
just sitting here quiet listening. The comparisons are insane.
I think it's because it's quite a lonely craft. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I do like working with people, like whether it's doing a podcast or sketches or
hashtag
whatever. But when it comes down to like your own work, it's a lonely craft, man, because it's you and your words or you and your music. Do you mean there's no real much input in it? You might bring something and people help you master it, put it together, or produce it, but it's your ideas and your thoughts, man.
That's true. It's like you're rewarded in public for what you do in private. Is the wee saying.
Oh, look at that!
That just came to me.
I should be on a wall.
Just spray it right on. But it just came back to me. It was something I was reading, but it's so spot on. Like say us, you know, if I'm not in there on my own making music, then there's no hype for gigs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm on. Well, obviously it's good that we've got a collaborative sort of setup in here, which is amazing. I've always kind of wanted that, but it's a lonely place.
No, but even just like the whole like putting music out there, putting comedy out there, it's just a crazy lonely game, and you don't know. And see, one of the things you mentioned that you play a really big gig, like, what happens next? Like, well,
nothing.
I might get other gigs or no, but I need to go out and smash this one. And the music game's all of that as well, isn't it? Like you'll get certain gigs or whatever, and then it's like, how do you keep that momentum up? So what would be a bit of advice for young comics that are maybe, let's say, their past 2-3 years now, they've really been smashing it, they're getting paid wee fees, doing club nights, things like that. For them, what is a good way to get to a point of maybe getting signed by a management company or anything like that, you know?
I mean, it's hard. Do you mean it is hard? And you will get a lot of, in comedy, you'll get a lot of agencies who will just snap people up because they're such a big agency that they can take on 30 acts every year. And the risk that people have is they in their head they think, when I get an agent or when I get a manager, I'm sorted. And that is not the case, man.
Because you just get added into the pile.
That's a dangerous mindset. That's a dangerous mentality.
And that sadly is what a lot of the young comics have, because they see people on the telly and like Live at the Apollo and Mock the Week and whatnot, and they think, right, I'm going to get an agent and I'm going to go on that. And you're going, look, there is literally hundreds if not thousands of comics who are amazing comedians and who will never be on. But the other thing is, it's understanding what you want for your career, because you can have a very, very good standard of living and never be on the television. Do you know what I mean? You can build your own thing and never have a Radio 4 series. Do you know what I mean? There's ways to do it. It's just, it's whether or not you want to put in the craft and you want to give it time. If you want a fast fix, then there are things that you can do or ways that you can package yourself to make yourself appealing to certain agencies. But even when they bring you on, you know, you are part of a large number, and it's then trying to have something that they want to sell or something they want to do, and that just comes through being good. And people just need to be honest with themselves. Like I don't think there's enough honesty in comedy when you're starting out. I think a lot of people think that they're owed something, or that because they're doing it they should be getting a big gig, instead of going, do you know what, I'm actually not very good at this,
and I'm earning my spot.
But I enjoy it. So do you know what, I might run a gig. I might find a room and I'll run a gig, and that'll allow me to be around comics and be in comedy. Or I'll just keep doing this as a hobby part-time. But too many acts that come through now go, no, do you know what? I'm a comedian. Or
the entitlement thing.
Listen, I had been full-time 2 years, right? So I've been going 5 years in stand-up, and I still didn't tell anybody I was a comedian because I was too embarrassed to say it. Too embarrassed, man. But now you get people do one gig and it's on Facebook and Twitter. Comedian, and they got a website set up. So when I got signed with my manager after the Fringe when I won the award for Best Newcomer, and that was good for me, because when I got nominated for that, nobody in the industry knew who I was. Like, nobody had a fucking clue who I was, and it was great because I had never understood the industry. I'd never understood the management side of it. All I understood was I didn't want to give somebody 20% of my earnings, right? That's how I understood. And when it happened, a whole load of people came out the woodwork, like fucking rats leaving a ship, man. I was getting hounded by one agent in particular. Like, she followed me down the street, man, right? And I was with my mate, and my mate, she was producing the radio show he was doing. And even after, I was like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, you should have stepped in there. She's putting a card in my pocket and in the back of my jeans going, no, don't forget me. I'm like, how can I forget you, nutter? But so I had gone from contacting a few agencies over the last 3 years and getting no response to now having 5 agencies chasing me, right, to try and have meetings with me. And I went for a meeting with 2 of them. I did sit down with 2 of them, and in both of them I just felt like, what is the point of me being here? My whole thing is people, right? And I'll be honest, I would have went with another agency if things had been a little bit different, because I liked the person that I was talking to. I went, and when I was down in London doing the Soho gigs, we went out for lunch, and then she took it for dinner, and we had a good chat, and I felt as if like I could work with you because you're a cool person, and I felt there was a connection there. But I ended up signing with Gilded Balloon, and Karen Corrin's my manager, Katie Corrin's my agent, and that was because Karen had taken me out for lunch after the award thing and said, look, I haven't managed anybody in 15 years, but here's what I could do. And then it wasn't that whole, right, you know, this is where we see you being, or this is what we want you to do. It was everything that she said that I could do for you was everything I wanted to do. So she didn't have the TV connections, she didn't have the radio connections, but I didn't want that. I just wanted to gig. So you would go to these meetings after, and people would say to you, what is it you want to do now? And I go, I just want to gig. I don't know, but what do you want to do? I want a gig. And I go, but do you want to write a TV show? And I go, no, I'm not a writer. If you want a TV show, I'll tell you 3 guys who've got scripts and go to them. I just want a gig. That's it. If you could book me a 100-date tour, I'd do that quite happily. But they don't want to hear that. Do you mean the industry wants to hear
progression?
You will fucking do anything to
The
get on the
Netflix special,
telly. That's what they want to hear, though. Do you mean that's what they want to hear? They want to hear.
It's almost like you can help take them to the top.
Aye.
Sort of
Make it
thing.
hit.
Aye, that's it.
Aye.
Can
Can you help us?
Aye. What do they want to do? I want to be rich, mate, and I'm going to make you rich. Yeah, I'll make you rich, and we'll be rich together. That's what they want to hear, though. Do you know what I mean? But don't bother. Don't need to read that, man. I'll look after you, and then before you know it, you're fucking skintled.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's the problem with the mainstream or the industry, and across a lot of art forms. They don't want to hear that all you want to do is work. They want to hear that you'll sell your granny for a TV show, you want a pilot, or you'll do all this writing. I got offered a thing with Radio 4, right? And they wanted me to write a pilot for them. And I said, so what's the development money? Oh, well, once they've got it in Scotland, we'll talk about some money like that. Mate, I am not sitting writing a fucking pilot with no money. Like, stick up your ass. Because the other thing is now, with technology and the contacts that a lot of us have, if you get 10 grand together, you can make a 6-part show. You can make a show yourself. People think that television costs millions of pounds to make. It doesn't. We've got technology. And the stuff you guys are using today, it's far more advanced than cameras they had in the early 90s. Far more advanced.
I know.
If you can club together 10 grand, you could make production quality 6-part show and you could stick it yourself. Stick it on YouTube for free, stick it on your website, charge a $5 for the whole thing. And just get people to see it. Put your own content there. Now, if your goal in life or your goal in an art industry is to make money and be famous, then you don't do that.
No.
But if your goal
If you
is
love what you're doing,
aye, and if your goal is to create content, put the content out, and then people to come and see you live, then that's what you do, and you've got full control over that.
it feels like there's more just satisfaction in that. You know, for like, you know, creating it all yourself, creating your own buzz, seeing that, say, 100 people turn out to see you because of the back of your
But
your
yeah,
show.
you know, it's
That's
genuine
brilliant.
fanage.
And then you can,
Do you know what I mean?
and then
Fanage is a good word.
like that.
Genuine fanage. Is that your DJ name?
DJ fanage.
That's a belter. But that 100 people could turn into 200, and then you're getting that satisfaction. You're like, man, I'm selling out a 500 place here, 1,000 people, because you've just went because you've enjoyed it. You know, you're not
Genuinely
chasing that
affected them.
fast buck. You know?
When I did my first tour, right, I did 36 dates across the UK, and I remember sitting having a conversation with another mate of mine who's a comic, and he said to me, he says, what kind of numbers are you doing? And I went, mate, if I can get 50 people to come out to every show, I'll be happy with that. He went, you're joking? I went, no man, 50 people. And he went, what's the point in doing it then? He says, because it's building. You've got to start somewhere.
Long game.
Right? I'm not going to be in the telly. I'm not going to get panel shows. I'm not going to get it. I want to tour. So start somewhere. But even with 50 people, if you get 50 people turning up, I'll still make more in that night than I will doing a headline spot in a club. And I'd much rather be doing my own thing than going and doing 20 minutes somewhere when I can do tours if I want to do it.
That's great advice, man. That
You've just got, mate. You've got to start.
Everyone should just take something for that, you know, because we were talking about that earlier. It's like just the society just now. It's like all or nothing, you know. Like I want to have, you know, that 100,000 followers. I want to have this, that, and the other. But really, there's so much satisfaction in just building starting small and just having that long game in mind.
Our problem now, I think, is because we're in social media lifestyle, right? But you look at people who I admire in comedy, or people you admire in music, they would have come through at a time when there wasn't Facebook, there wasn't Twitter, nobody had a website, right? It was hard graft. Now you can go back to that, and people can still get success through that channel. You just then have to use the tools you've got in a way you want to use them. So you don't have to be in Facebook all the time, you don't have to be in Twitter all the time, you don't have to be constantly putting out crap content, but you can still build a following through graft.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the only thing I wanted to do was gig. So say you gigged 100 shows, you know, it's like, if all those shows went well, or most of them, people are going to talk to their mates, then the next time round, people are on your site buying tickets.
And it's 150 shows,
you're not even on Facebook, really.
No.
Any of it. It's just word of mouth.
But I think what you're seeing, even like sort of social media gurus and all these people, like, even like your Gary Vaynerchuks and all these mad kind of business people out there, what they all seem to be indicating to, as are we, is just go back old school and roll up the sleeves, work hard, don't be shouting about what you're doing before you're actually doing it. Go out and put the years
actually
in.
Build a business.
Go and do hundreds of failures.
Build something rather than just sticking it in your bio.
Well, as you say, the couple of gigs or whatever, and then it's like, oh, well, we've got a website for my bookings and all that or whatever, which is great in terms of the intent of what they're trying to put out there, but at the same time it's like, you know, actually just put the shifts in first. But do the clubs where they want to turn around and look at you, you know what I mean?
And everything just goes back to respect. That's it. Just if that is your word for everything,
value.
Like if you think you're a comic or you're a DJ now, right? Just think about being respectful. So maybe don't have a website after 10 gigs, right? Maybe wait to a couple of years, right, till you're getting bookings. Maybe do that, right? Maybe think to yourself, do you know what, I'm going to create some content first. Don't put it all out there. Maybe wait until you've got maybe 3 or 4, 5 or 6, 10 bits, and then you can release it. So you go, oh, there's a bit of body of work here. Just think about things like that. Start to be a bit more thoughtful about it instead of going. Because the other side is people will put things out, they get nothing back, and they go, "I'm a shit." You're no shit. You just need to think about how it goes out. I think
reframe it a wee bit.
Aye, my own thing now is I think all I've got to do is write a show every year. That's it. That's the only thing I need to do. Every single year I need to write a new show, and that's it. Everything else is side, because as long as I can do that, I can keep touring. And like you say, if I get 50 people, go back next year and maybe get 70, then you go back next year, maybe it's up to 100. And before you know it, if you can get a couple people as well, when they see big gigs, right, and like the gigs I've done in the past, the big ones, right, so the biggest was 3,500, you're going, it would be amazing if I could do this myself, right, but the likelihood is it's not going to happen. Doesn't mean you're a shite act or you're a shite DJ, it's just the likelihood is it's not going to happen, right? But if you could get 250, 300 people, that's a lot of people, man. If you can play to 300 people for 40 nights, that's a very good living. Do you know what I mean? But again, it's that whole Instagram feed in the world where people think, Christ, you need to be doing these kind of numbers. You're going, you don't, man. Like, you just need to be doing your own thing.
The reality is, once you hit one milestone, and if you've got the mindset that you're not enough, like, you're just going to want 10,000 people there. If you get 10,000, you go, I've not got enough. I've not got what Frankie Boyle's got.
But that's down to experience, so it's through your experience that you're now able to say, do you know what? Like, as I used to work in a call centre, and Stephen had been DJing, doing stuff for years, and then took over this place, and not long after he's like, big man, you need to leave your job and help me out here. And I was like, aye, let's do it, because I've got more to give than in here, It's sort of similar in that way. And it's like, it's through that experience of all the knockbacks, all those things, and actually now being happy and realising you don't need to be a world famous star to be happy and comfortable. If you can wake up every day knowing that there's nobody on your case, that you wake up doing what you want, you go and negotiate deals and negotiate gigs on your own terms, that there in itself is freedom and very fulfilling. And I think most people are chasing that, I'll be alright once I get the 1 million likes, or I'll get that, and it's like, mate, you're never going to get to that. And even if you do, you'll be empty, because then it'll need to be 10 million likes, then it'll need to be 100 million, and it's like, it's not about that. It's actually just waking up and saying, what we're doing today, man, let's get busy and let's get to it. Do you know what I mean?
People who want a blue tick on Twitter, and you're like, what for? Like, really get stressed out. We're going, why the fuck do I got a blue tick? And you're like, what, a blue tick? Just chill out, man.
But then you're verified, Scott, man.
I know.
Then you're real, man.
Then you're famous, mate. Then you're real, like.
Then people get back to you. Then people get, he's got a blue tick. I better get back to this guy, man.
It's mad, isn't it, how people work, man.
I mean, an interesting thing there, you spoke about it before. It's like, and actually we were all speaking about the cycles. Do you think it'll get like, all come back round again where there's no phones? It will just be like people interacting again. You've mentioned this before, where I can't remember who it was that predicted it, but it'll just get too heavy. They're just so like Instagram heavy, social media heavy, to the point where it'll just break, and it'll be like, right, people are missing people again.
I mean,
it'll go back.
Well, there was a thing today in the news that the gaming disorder has been classed by the mental health.
That was that Fortnite thing. It was at the front of it.
People have got, it's an actual condition now where it's a gaming disorder where kids are playing games for too long and they can't. But they can't interact with people, man. Like, so they're going to have to wean them off. Like, you actually go to the doctors and get treated for game addiction. You're only getting an hour at the day. But it's trying to get them back into interacting with humans, man. So they'll get them like, playing snakes and ladders or something, and then they'll get them outside hopscotch. But it's trying to get them interacting with people.
That's scary to think, because like, one of the things you always see, like, you'll be out at dinner with someone, but you're speaking to someone else here on the phone, and then eventually you go meet that person and you're back speaking to the original person. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I actually seen it last night. Me and my mate went out, and it was like a father and daughter, and just the two of them were like that for about half an hour.
It pains me to watch.
I know, man, where's the interaction?
It's sore,
but that's happening in
it does feel everywhere. Like if you've got a creative mind, you can detach from that element of it slightly, but there are people who are just...
No, they are consumed by it. They are slaves to it.
The scariest thing is when you see, when you're in an airport or whatever, and there's like this screaming Wayne, and the mum's just like, that iPad. iPad. You know, just shut up rapid. Now you can understand if the whole airport's like shut that lane up. You know what I mean? The one's like easy fixed. But
I think that group of children is going to grow up with no imagination. Because in a way, they're going to have an
focus is always on
to the iPad or whatever, that this is the thing that gives them joy or gives them love. Whereas, you know, we would be told before, sit in a corner, like shut up,
go and think up some shit.
Go and play, or just go and sit. And you had to create, or you had to do something. And I can remember sometimes when, like, my mum would come in the room, me and my brother, she'd go, what are you doing? And you would tell her this elaborate world that you've created. She'd be like, how the fuck these come?
Why have I had wins on this?
Do you know what I mean? But nowadays, like you say, you see them sitting. But then I've done it in another way, like, no, with the whole, I try now and no be on, like, I don't have Facebook anymore personal. I've only got the fan page, if you call it that, right? And even then, I'll admit, I forget to put stuff on it, right? And I'm trying to get a bit better at that, because Facebook seems to be the main drive for advertising.
Well,
for
you're
gigs
quite
and
big
stuff
on
like
there
that,
as well, so people want to see what you're up to.
Twitter, I think, is a bit more personal, but I knew I'm at the point where I'm going, right, once at night time, I'll go on and check, and I'll reply, and then that's it, because you can get too involved. Instagram's a bit better, because it's just, I feel as though there's no interaction in that, but even there's a coldness to it, where you're just putting up a picture, and a lot of the time I'm sitting going, who gives a fuck about this picture, man? Like, what am I... How many photos of my dog can I post in this fucking thing?
Sometimes I ask, like, why am I doing this? What is the actual point?
But see the thing to take from that, I think that's a good thing to do, because I've started to question myself. I have recently I went to a couple of tweets and I'm going, who am I tweeting this to? Is this something I'm saying to myself, or is this something that has to be said? And I've deleted it, right, and I've not done it, and I'm going, see if I start doing that more often, I know that I'll eventually be done with it, and I'll simply just use it for work, right, for gig wise. But there are people who are utterly consumed by it, man, like utterly consumed by it.
You know who's always on it? Sanjeev Kohli, you know, in the Naveed style game, and he's got just a natural knack, it seems, for it,
right.
Whereas I'm more resistant to it. Sometimes I'll go, you know, they say Twitter, it's like anything you think about, just tweet it. That's what you're meant to do. Then I'll think of something, I'll go, nobody wants to read that. That's daft. Absolutely.
If I've got
nuts.
something I think of, like something funny, I'll put it out. Or Question Time. If I'm watching Question Time, I'll batter in mad at that. But other than that, it's mostly just photos of my dog of food. That's really the only good. But I've gone the other way, like social media, when I've had my phone, and you mentioned the airport, like, I'm going mental at my phone because I can't get something on it, like I can't get a boarding pass, or I can't get it corrected. I'm going, there was a time when I had a map in my car. Like, I remember doing orienteering at school. I remember getting a map and a compass going, right, fuck off around the playing field.
How healthy was that? See that just
so much more.
I remember that as well. School trips, Auchengillan, orienteering group, and one would have to take charge. One would hold the compass, one would hold the map. You'd like, find all this stuff. No phones.
No.
And like, even the leaders would send you away out. You'd be maybe 10, 11. Unlike, you know, nobody looking after you or whatever. Just go and get bogging, break legs. Do you know what I mean?
Like, I can still remember being in class and the door open and the guy walking in the big massive fucking
telly.
No, the box with all the laptops in it. Remember they all kept them stored in. You're like, fuck it, this is like future. And you're sitting in this huge big laptop going, if you told us that you'd have a thing that goes in your pocket. But,
okay, Google.
I know, but
like, take me to SKapade Studios. You know what I mean? Like, that's essentially what you'd have done to get down here, though. Punch it in your phone. Right, how'd I get to this place? Gives your postcode, boom, direction straight to the door. Well,
my motor, right? The sat nav of my motor, man, is a fucking bag of German shit, right? It's Audi fuck. I hate it, man. If even again a day, I'm shouting the motor going like, I'm in a fucking house this day, arsehole. It just takes me anywhere it fucking wants to go, man. But even that, you're going, I have typed numbers into a car.
Into a car now.
Right, and it is taking me close to where I need to go. That's mind-blowing.
It's so
but
mind-blowing.
It's not enough. No, it's not enough
not
for
good
us.
enough, is it?
No, it's not good enough.
Like 100 metres away. Yeah, piece of shit.
I mean, I can see the door where I need to be.
I know.
One of the issues as well you're seeing with young people, I think, is like on technology, is like when it starts like buffering. I said they don't like it anymore.
I actually don't like the piece of content and not seen yet.
Well, I seen that with my nephew.
I
seen it with my nephew, and we were watching something and we were streaming it, because now you don't just watch TV, you stream things.
If you've got good enough internet.
Right.
Where I am, it's brutal.
And what happened was the wee circle buffering thing would go up, so the film would go and then it paused for 2 seconds, a wee bit of buffering, and it was like straight away he's like, I don't like this film anymore. And they're like, no, you do like the film, you don't like the fact that you've got to wait 2 seconds, but even that, their attention span is so short now, it's a straight away, throw a straw, give me the iPad or whatever.
I know, it's scary.
You know, it's,
if
it's
one
crazy.
thing isn't going quick enough, then get onto the phone. I kind of do it.
I
See,
have
when you're on
found
Netflix, I can't struggle to watch stuff.
I have found myself, I'm trying to think what it was I was watching when it was a series that came out, and it was the first episode and it finished, and I remember saying to Mrs, this will be good, man, right, get an next one. She went, oh no, it's no out, you need to wait. I went, I need to wait till what? I need to wait next week. I was like, oh, fuck this will never go. You're going, that's what people used to do. But then the other thing is, everything now is designed to keep you watching, right? So I can remember television shows being 6 parts, and that was it, right? And every part had a fucking purpose, and it went through. So we're back at Handmaid's Tale, right? So we're sitting, no seen the last 2. So last night we're catching up with 2 episodes, and I say the same thing. At the end of it, my missus turns to me like, don't you fucking say it. Every time I go, nothing happened in this fucking episode. Because it's new 20 odd episodes of fuck all. Nothing happens. Walking Dead.
I mean,
that's when
after season 7.
How to not quit when you're ahead.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That is just milking
because
it, man.
it was great, 4 or 5 seasons?
Aye.
And then that was it. Just went.
It just started getting mental, didn't it, man?
It's just pushing it when it doesn't need to be pushed. You need to quit when you're ahead. That's a smart thing to do when you're running something like that.
That's what you had mentioned Ricky Gervais before we started our talk. That's one of the things that I admired about Ricky Gervais. Now, I quite like him. I know a lot of people don't.
I love him, man.
I like him, and I admire the fact that their thing was always 2 series, 3 at a push. Nothing needs to run past 3 series, right? 6 episodes, get in, date, and get out, and that's it. And I like that, but we have become more Americanized. We want
10 series of blockbuster magic.
Aye, but I think people would want more rather than quality.
Aye.
Do you mean even the same? I think so, mate. I think
Drucker just letting it play on.
Aye, I think with TV, we film, even things like food. Like, I think people would, if you gave them a massive plate of shit, they would rather have that than a tiny portion of something that's absolutely amazing. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
People want to feel, now because money's so tight and people are skint, they want to feel as if they're getting
more for their
buck, a lot for their money, rather than pay for the quality. And that sometimes is a thing when you're pricing shows. Do you know what I mean? It comes back to that. You're thinking, what price am I putting this at? And people have said to me before, go, oh, people might need to get a babysitter, and they go for that. And you go, well, that's not a cost that I need to consider. But you know, sometimes when you see some comics, you get it with DJs, and they price up a ticket, you're going, you are fucking pissing it to the wind for charging that kind of money for. You know what I mean? But that is a thing where you need to get that right as well. And again, come back to what I said at the start, but having enough content to be able to ask for that kind of ticket money.
Yeah, man, that's it. And it's like pricing yourself is actually a huge thing, isn't it? Like in any.
I mean, one of the things. So I've got a couple of preview shows coming up at the end of July in Glasgow, right, and before the Fringe, and I have got a huge thing about tickets, right. So I have constantly, wherever I can, will sell tickets direct, just so I don't need to put a booking fee in the ticket, right. Because I've had some places where they will charge. I had one venue on the last tour who were charging nearly $4.50 in booking fee prices, right? They were taking like £1.50 the booking fee, 50p for a restoration thing, £1 for this, and I'm going, that's like a third of my ticket back on top of my ticket. Do you mean, so mine that was £12 is now like $17.50 a ticket, and you're going, wait a minute here, man, like that for me that would be a difference of actually buying it or not. And that's how, when I can, I will put the tickets out directly, so I don't need to put booking fees on it. But it is amazing how many venues are like, no way, like we need that, and you're going, no, you're already getting your cut and the money, plus you're getting this booking fee on top of it, and all that is just adding more money onto the punter. That's it. It's not coming anywhere else. That's no money that's coming off for the venue's end or the producer's end. That's money that's the punter's having to pay, and then you're having to put ticket prices up to cover the cost at the other end as well.
Do you think punters think sometimes, though, if it's too cheap, they won't go because they're like, he's not good enough? Definitely, man. So that's just the whole thing about pricing up the
psychology,
business.
Psychology,
innit? But there is a point of what you have to have a worth. Like, you have to know what you're worth yourself, and so
stick by it.
So like, if I'm doing a tour show, it'll be £12.50 to £15, right, depending on where I am. But for that, you're getting a world class comedian for 2 hours, right? I'll usually about 2 hours on tour.
I mean, you're getting a lot for that.
Hey, you're getting a lot. I'm not saying it's good, but it's a long shift, man. bring pieces. But But the previews are like £8, right? Because I'm going, it's a preview, it's an hour and a half, but I will be fucking about because I need to try stuff. So I'll put that at £8, right? And again, it's worth £8 because it's a night out. But you will, like you say, you have to know what it's worth or know how to price it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and some people go either too high or they go too low.
That's it. So tell us about like what's coming up then.
Yes,
so
plug time.
Fringe you mentioned. That's
so
probably
Fringe,
the big one.
So Fringe is August. Edinburgh Fringe Festival, 1st to the 27th of August.
And what's the show called?
The show is called Anywhere But Here, and it is a collection of travelling stories, holiday stories, and loosely based around losing a family member and how that kind of ties in. It's very... it's lovely.
You'll need to see the show.
Oh my God, it's proper Fringe stuff. So that is the whole August, 1st to 27th.
Brilliant.
I'm in the Gilded Balloon every single day, 3:45 p.m. And in Glasgow at the end of July, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, I'm doing previews of that show before we go to Edinburgh.
Whereabouts is that?
22nd is the Blue Arrow Jazz Bar in Sucky Hall Street. I need to find out if it's even going to be open actually after the fire. I've just realised that.
That's terrible news, that.
Oh my God.
I can't believe that the ABC's roof.
I actually saw a thing today, I don't know if you saw it online, the pictures of the ABC, so it looks as if the ABC went on fire before the art school.
Is that what it started then?
It looks like it. The picture that I saw was the ABC was on fire and the art school was still untouched at this point.
Jesus.
I just seen the daytime helicopter shot
That is
or drone, and I was like, wow, because I played the ABC as well, massive venue, and like
you don't realise how big it is until you saw that aerial shot.
It's massive.
It's huge,
absolutely massive.
It's huge. So 22nd of July is the Blue Arrow Jazz Club in Sucky Hall Street, and then 23rd, 24th is Hug and Pint on Great Western Road. So it's small venues, so tickets are moving for that. So if
Where'd you get tickets?
Get it from my website, scottgibsoncomedy.com, Fringe preview, and you can get your Fringe tickets for it as well.
Amazing.
Try and go along.
We'll go with Mal maybe if he's free.
Give us a shout, man.
Just go for a couple of pints, we'll go and we'll get in about it, man.
It's good because I'm 3:45, do you mean, so you can get a spot of lunch, see the show, and then get messy after it.
That's good. Cool then. Well, Scott, look, absolute pleasure.
No, thanks boys, thank you.
That was amazing.
I'm glad we could finally do this.
Yeah, I'm sure we could probably do another one. There's probably loads more we could cover. We need to do one with Mal as well, and we get to get Gary as well.
If you get a 4-micer on the go, that'd be quite good, wouldn't it?
Yes. We should do a late night one, get a couple of drinks.
That sounds good. As long as you don't drink too much.
No, I know. I'll be my best behaviour.
Check out the hashtag show, check out Scott Gibson's page, loads of stuff over there. So.
And definitely go and buy a ticket to one of the gigs. That's the main thing. Support the cause.
Do that, man, totally.
So this has been the SKapade show number 17.
Another great episode.
It's been absolutely class.
Thanks, boys.
Check it out.